Good morning, Shifré Haran, Chaf Alef, second paragraph. Shifré Haran, Chaf Alef, second paragraph. V'godel kedushato b'prishut tavat achila haya mefusam le'en kol. Rabbenu's holiness and his kedusha in the separation from the tavav food was known to everybody, was a known fact. Ki lo haya ochel klal. Rabbeinu got to the point where he would not eat. V'gam me'at shaya ochel haya becheach gadol me'od. And even the little bit, of course, when we're saying he doesn't eat, of course he does eat, because a person would die. It means that he almost doesn't eat. And even the little amounts of food that he would eat was forcing himself to eat it. והוכח להכריח עצמו בכל הכוחות כדי לאכול מעט, כדי שיהיה לו איזה כוח לחיות. Rabbeinu had to force himself to eat so that he would live, or else he would pashut die. But he didn't want to eat. ואמר שבתחילה התחיל לשבר תאוות האכילה. At the beginning, Rabbeinu started to break his desire for food. דהיינו שהיה מכריח עצמו והרגיל עצמו לאכול פחות ממה שהיה אוכל תחילה. So at the beginning, how did he start? Cut the menu down, cut the quantities. He just cut down quantities. שנעשה רגיל בזה, שאוכל פחות מקודם, רק שגם עדיין יש לו תאווה בזאת האכילה. And even when he cut down the quantities, he still had two tavot. There's two tavot of food. There's the American tava and the French tava. What's the American tava? Did you ever see a big coffee like this in France?
Never.
Doesn't exist. you ever, huh? It's not coffee. The coffee in France like this. The Danish in the coffee in America is like, the Danish in America is this big. It's like it's enough for a family. The Danish to give you. And in France, the coffee is this big. The pastry is this big, but it's so exquisite and so refined. And the best chef in the world will make what did he tell me? Somebody came back from France. They told him you have to eat the crème brûlée. If you didn't come here and you didn't eat the crème brûlée, you didn't do it. You didn't. Tu pas venu en France. What is crème brûlée? Can somebody tell me what's crème brûlée?
It's a dessert.
What is it?
It's water with sugar and eggs and mix, and they burn the top. They make a small they burn it with a torch. That's all it is. The form as dessert.
And it's expensive probably.
No, it's not. They don't charge a lot.
Okay. Anyways.
Water, sugar, and eggs.
Anyways, you understand? It's very like high class food. The gavan, the ta'avot, it has to be. So there's different types. So Rabbeinu broke the American one, but then he was in the France one, meaning he cut down the quantities. I don't think he ever ate like the Americans. He cut down the quantities, but even in the quantity, and even if he was eating probably simple things, there's still a pleasure in the food. You still have a geschmack. You still have a tava and a tava for it. The small amount that you're eating. Of course, it's almost. והתחיל שוב לשבר תאוותו לאכול עוד פחות מזה. Okay, we gotta cut it down. So we cut down the amounts even more. ואחר כך ראה שגם זה התאווה. So that even this is still תאווה. ואכל עוד יותר פחות. And more he ate less. וכן אחר כך. ראה שגם בזה יש תאווה עדיין. And still the same thing. ואכל עוד יותר פחות. ובדרך זה נהג עד שהיה אכילתו פחותה מיעוטה מאוד מאוד בתכלית הצמצום והמיעוט אשר אי אפשר לבאר. He started to eat so little that it wasn't possible, it's not possible to explain how small the amount of food that he was eating. They say on the Ribnitz Rebbe, he would fast all the time. At a certain point, he had like stomach problems, and they did a test on him, and they saw that his stomach was shriveled up to the point where he couldn't receive anything almost. It was so shriveled, the stomach. But he had strength like, he was not. The tzaddikim don't eat. ואחר כך יישב עצמו, אף על פי כן, אף על פי שאכילתו מועטה מאוד, אף על פי עדיין יש לו תאווה בזה מעט דאוכל. And now we're talking about eating a few peanuts, eating a little kazait, and still there's tava with a few spoons of soup. מתגבר עצמו בשבר תאווה גם בזה המעט. עד שיבר התאווה האכילה לגמרי, ויצא מהתאווה לגמרי בתכלית הקדושה, עד שלא היה שום תאווה כלל לא. And he got to the point where we had no tava whatsoever, zero tava, completely zero. ובין כך שהיה פורש עצמו כל כך מאכילה, מחמת זה לא היה יכול עוד לאכול כלל. Now he broke the tavat akhila, but now he can't eat anymore. Because his stomach is so small and he got so used to not eating, he can't eat even if he wants to. וכפי הנראה מדבריו שהיה אחר כך שהיה לו כוח לאכול בקדושה בלי תאווה כלל, אפילו אם היה אוכל הרבה. אבל כבר לא היה יכול לאכול מחמת רגילותו, שהרגיל עצמו באכילה פחותה מעוטה מאוד. Now he could eat בקדושה, but he can't because he got his body so used to not eating. So what is happening over here? What are we talking about? Like we said, the more you give to the body, the more you take away from the soul. It's that easy. The less you give into the body, the more the soul has. You know, where are you putting your energy? You fill it up. What are you filling up? Which cup? That being said, nobody here should start fasting. Rabbeinu said he doesn't want us to fast. Even though he fasted for years and years and years and years, he says he doesn't want us to fast. And with Yitbodedut, you can get to higher levels. Just not to be a Baal Ta'ava. So the breast livers, for example, in the klois. So not the klois that we go to in Uman. There was Rabbi Natan's klois. Rabbi Natan's klois was the shul that Rabbi Natan built. And by the way, one of the Hasidim told, you know why Rabbi Natan built the shul? Because Rabbi Natan was mikabetz everybody, still didn't have a shul of their own in Uman. He told me everything you did, if you didn't build the shul, you didn't do nothing. And he built the shul b'misirat nefesh. Rabbi Natan was raising money. If anybody thinks that it's not his kavod to raise money, Rabbi Natan would go from city to raise money, and you see the letters that he's writing, and he would get small amounts, not even enough to cover it. Rabbi Natan was raising money. Rabbi Natan was raising to print the books. We got to build the shul. We got to take care of the breast livers. We got to take care of the kibbutz. Rabbi Natan was raising money. Don't think it's below the dignity to raise money. The tzaddikim knew the importance.
All of them, huh? It's the derech of the tzaddikim.
The tzaddikim were raising money, and they were taking nothing from themselves and giving everything away. There's tzaddikim that I know that they, you know how much money went through their hands? And them themselves never took $1 from the money. I'm scared to say it on tape, but from what I heard after the Rab passed away, that he never took $1 from anything. You know how big Tzfat is? The Mosdot, all the things. You saw the Rab's house? You saw now, somebody would pay him a trip and pay him the flight for the Mossad. Rabbi Ephraim also. Rabbi Ephraim, when they wanted to...
Live now, Rabbi Ephraim doesn't take €1.
Yeah, doesn't take. The tzaddikim do take, but they don't take. So Rabbi Natan was raising money. How did we get here? In the klois. He built the klois. And in the klois, after Rabbi Natan passed away, there was groups of oivdim. And even in the time of Uman, before the communists came in 1914, 1917 over there, they came in, they took all these tzaddikim. There was about, I don't know, maybe 30 tzaddikim over there. To be, for example, Levi Tzak Bender, he was known as a big breast liver. He was the chain. When he got married, he didn't know, by the way, everybody who heard knew Levi Tzak, it was a breast liver. Chatzot, Avodat Hashem, Shulchan Aruch Ban Peh. It was a machine. He was a soldier. And him, when he got married, he wanted to know, should he go to be part of the Ovdim? What's the Ovdim? The Ovdim is, they come to the shul on Motzei Shabbos, and they stay till Friday to Kiddush. And they're Oved Hashem in the klois the whole week. They come home, Friday night Kiddush. After Havdalah, they go back. Wait, what do they do there? They sleep on the bench, the Oved Hashem, Yitbodedut, Tfilot, Zohar, only Avodat Hashem. The whole week. What do they eat? There was a rotation. Today it's you, next day it's him, the next day it's him, next day it's him. that one day everybody has, one guy, before Shkia, 10 minutes before Shkia, he needs to hit on the bima, and he has to say, Rabotai, don't forget, Rabbeinu said us to fast. And so then they would give out peanuts. So they would eat peanuts before the Shkia, because Rabbeinu said you're not allowed to fast. Understand what that is? Lev Yitzchak wasn't sure if he could go in that group.
Who?
Lev Yitzchak Bender. And he asked his Rebbe. And his Rebbe gave him an answer, and he didn't go in.
Who was this Rebbe?
Rabbi Avraham ben Ram Nachman. He told him, if you feel Torah is like diamonds, I could be making a mistake. I don't want to make a mistake. Could be Rabbi Natan told the story to somebody else. But anyways, he didn't go in. And he was a Melamed, or he did something, and he worked. Now, either Breslevers that would.
The people in those people, they were stronger. They were what, higher level than?
They were angels. They were not regular people. It was like, imagine Talmidei Baal Shem Tov, that the whole week they're in Kedushan Avodat Hashem, and they're not thinking about Olam Hazeh, not money, not anything, zero. They're pushim legamre. They're malachim. They're angels. Anybody who knew these ovdim, they were called the ovdim.
We don't know their name.
Yeah, they know their names. And the one day the communists came in against Russia, everybody to Siberia, they all died. They killed them all. But it's kiddushin that you can't begin to imagine. So I just want to show you that Rabbeinu said, don't eat. He said, but even, by the way, even the Breslevers, they used to work. They used to work a few hours a day in the afternoon, chatzot laila the whole night, avodat Hashem in the day. And the oivdim, the Breslevers, they used to work from the last generation. I didn't see many Talmidei Chachamim that come up to their levels. The ones that used to work a few hours and be over Hashem all night and the Torah and Avodat Hashem, and everybody in the level. Some were more simple, some were big Yonim, and some were more simple. But the common denominator, Avodat Hashem on your level. Tefillot, Tehillim, Mishnayot, you know Gemara, learn Gemara, you know Tosfot, learn Tosfot, you know Shulchan Aruch, you know Zohar, you learn. Everybody is level. Everybody can be a tzaddik at his level. Anyways, but the rest of it just to show you that it's, even though Rabbeinu said eat, and I went to the extreme, that they would eat peanuts to make sure that they didn't fast. Otherwise, they're fasting. Because Rabbeinu fasted the whole week, they're also fasting the week. Maybe a glass of water and a few peanuts, and that's it. That's it. So even though Rabbeinu told us to eat, it means don't be a Baal Taiva. And us, even if you have 3 meals a day, there's ways to cut out, like we said yesterday. Healthy, and it takes just a preparation to think about it and make a plan. For 1 week, I'm going to do this. For 1 month, I'm going to do this. For 40 days, I'm going to do this. It's good not to take things too long because you're going to not able to do it. But for 10 days, for 30 days. Now it's Elul, I'm going to Uman in 1 week. This is what I'm going to do for 1 week. And then slowly but surely, you can get yourself used to doing it. But Rabbeinu himself, he went to the extreme. Now, what I want to show you here is that Rabbeinu was fasting and he was eating little pieces of bread. And it says here that he still has tavot. So it says, but Rabbeinu used to eat 6 bagels in the morning. And then he keep cutting. He used to eat at the beginning. And he keep cutting it down. Now, what is he eating? Rabbi Natan writes it 5 times. He's eating, he cuts it down, he still has tava. Eating, cuts it down, he still has tava. Eating, cuts it down, still has tava. What does that mean? It means he got to the point where he's eating so little, but in the so little, you still have tava. Until he broke it. How did he break it? I want to say, based on the other things we've seen, that the only way he made it is through tefillot. That means you can do all the things you want physically to break the body. If there's not a sata dishmaya, that Hashem doesn't press the button in heaven, you don't get to the full level. But if you keep begging Hashem, please Hashem, you ask Him, you convince Him, you come like that kid who asks his father 100 times, all kind of different of no, leave me alone, no, and he keeps with a different argument, and he keeps coming there, and he buys a present for his father, and he helps his father, and he asks him, please, can you do this for me? Fine, okay, I'll give it to you. That's how we have to do with Hashem. Keep asking, and I think that's what it means. It means that Rabbeinu, he worked on Avodat Hashem, the maximum that he could, but then he kept begging until Hashem pressed the button, and all of a sudden, even when he eats, it's not with tava anymore. Meaning, Rabbeinu said in certain places, another place, that he sees the letters in the food. He sees the letters mechayeh the food. He's eating the letters of the food. There's a whole maaseh of lechem. You remember that story?
It's like the Matrix.
Oh, they probably got it from Rabbeinu, because Rabbeinu spoke about that. He's seeing the letters in the food, he's not eating. So then, after that, you're not eating food anymore. You're eating the energy, Dvar Hashem. He was eating the Dvar Hashem. Now then, you can eat as much as you want. But since his body got so used to eating so little, he wouldn't eat a lot anymore. But afterwards, Rabbeinu was not called eating anymore. And the same with the women. You see what I'm saying? It's the same thing. We saw before with man and woman. So you have a guy that's closing his eyes, he's kadosh, he's holy, he's not doing anything. But he's still scared of the nisayon. And then you have a person, Moshe Rabbeinu, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, Baal Shem Tov, Rabbeinu, Arizal, that there's no man and woman. It's nishamot. I don't see a man and woman. I see souls. So there's no more tava, physical tava. Even when he goes with his wife, it's hard for him to do that. He's doing Mesirat Nefesh. So you see that Rabbeinu broke the tavot fully. There's no more pleasure in the eating. Zero. For us, it's not for us. But at least be normal. Don't be about taiva. That's what Rabbeinu said. You need to eat, you need to sleep, you need money, you need to have a wife, just do it b'kedusha. Rabbeinu said another place. And tavot. Just don't pass the measures. Everything is midot. Yes, this is good, this is motarot. This is fine, this is extra. Why did you take the extra? How about it? Because we're used to taking the extra. Because we grow up, you know why we take the extra? Because you're born with a body and there's no neshama in it. The kid, the baby, he's only body. He's only a be'emah. Why is it that a 2-year-old kid can walk around naked, 1-year-old, nobody's going to be bothered? At 3 years old, you're starting to get bothered. At 6 years old, you're really not happy. If he's 13 years old walking the street, you're going to call the police. Why? Why is that? Because at the beginning, it's just a body, just an animal. You're not a body with a naked cat, a naked dog. Nobody's going to call the SPCA. You're not going to be bothered. Why will you not be bothered? Because it's normal. So it's normal to the baby. So it's normal that you start off more be'emah, and the neshama comes in at a certain age, at 13, at 3 years old, 13 years old, 20 years old, you get a new download. As you keep getting new downloads, so you're more neshama. But it's normal that you were more physical. It's normal because you started off physical. And then you got to slowly push away, push away, push away. Hashem will help us break the tabat achila. Amen.